Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AAS YouTube channel. And this is part of the good stuff. This one's going down the AAS publishing series. And I'm very happy to have communications specialist Kerry Hensley with us today. Hey, Kerry.
Hey, happy to be here.
I am too, on this 22nd of October, 2021, when we're recording this. The holiday in the US anyway, known as Halloween, is right around the corner. So I'm getting all ready. How about you? First of all, where are you located at, Kerry?
I am up in the north in Boston, Massachusetts.
Cool, very nice. So we're past equinox. So is there snow on the ground yet? Is the leaves changing colors?
Not quite yet. We did get snow on October 30th last year, so it could be coming soon. But today it is a beautiful, sunny 70 degrees.
Oh, lovely.
And the leaves are just starting to change color.
Awesome. Very nice. Wow. So they actually had snow one year for Halloween for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That'll change costumes. Yeah. Well, last year we didn't get anybody. I'm sort of in a suburban neighborhood and just didn't get anybody. We just put stuff out, but there was nothing taken out of the bowl. This year, I think we'll probably get more. Looking forward to that a little bit. And I like sitting outside in my driveway with a hat that lights up, and I engage the kids when they come up. So my favorite one is when they come up and they go trick or treat, and I challenge them. Okay, tell me your trick. You said trick or treat. I want to see your trick. And so I get a little blast out of having them perform little tricks or whatever they have going. So it's very cool. Let's see, Kerry, what kind of astronomy do you like?
Well, I am biased toward planetary science because that's what I did my graduate studies in, but I like all kinds of astronomy.
Yes.
I don't think it's fair to say I have a favorite or a least favorite.
Sure. So you're doing exoplanets or things along those lines?
Solar system planets.
Solar system. Wow, cool. So what were you doing? What was your thesis on?
My dissertation was on the charged plasma layers known as ionospheres in the atmospheres of Venus and Mars.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Nice. Was that mainly theoretical or was it an observational or a little bit of both? Or?
A little bit of both. Yeah, I used spacecraft data ultimately from 4 different spacecraft spanning like 4 different decades in space exploration, and then also did some modeling of those observations.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice. So I know you have a little bit of a history with the AAS doing various things. So why don't you tell us about that history and the various positions up into the present, how you've been working for the AAS?
So I way back in 2018 was the inaugural AAS Media Fellow, which was and is a quarter-time position that takes graduate students who are interested in science writing and press and communication and gives them a little taste of that at the AAS.
Cool.
So I worked with Susanna Kohler at AAS Nova, as well as Rick Feinberg in the press office, and got to do a lot of different things. And I did that for just under 2 years, and that kind of set me up for my current position.
Did you come up through the Astrobites?
I did. I am one of the illustrious Astrobiters.
When did Astrobites start?
I actually do not have an answer to that. If I had to come up with a number, I would have said something like 2005. But when I say that, 16 years seems like too many, so I'm not sure.
Well, when did you start doing Astrobites?
2017.
Okay, very cool. So 2017, did your thesis, inaugural AAS Media Fellow, and then you had a stint, I recall, at the AAAS, right?
Yes. So after being an Astrobites author and then the AAS Media Fellow, I was a AAAS Mass Media Science and Engineering Fellow. Cool. So this is a program that takes usually graduate students in the sciences, although you can also be like a postdoc or a few years post-grad. So it takes these students who are scientists by training but are interested in science writing, and it places them at media outlets all across the country to get training as science journalists.
Cool. So where did you do your training on that program?
I was at a place called Voice of America in Washington, D.C., which most people actually haven't heard of.
Sure. Yeah. No, I've heard of it. Yeah. It's a radio thing, correct?
Yeah, radio, TV, web, everything. So I mostly wrote for the website, but I did do a little bit of radio work as well.
Very cool. And so now in your current stint, you are a communications specialist for the AAS. And when did you start that position?
Let's see, less than 2 months ago.
Less than 2 months ago.
Beginning of September.
But I've already seen your byline on some of the AAS Nova articles.
That's right. Yep. Got right to work.
Very cool. So let's dig into that a little bit. So is the communication specialist position, is that mainly co-editing AAS Nova, or are there other things associated with it, or?
Yeah, so as the communication specialist, I'm both co-editor for AAS Nova as well as the deputy press officer, which means that I support press officer Susanna Kohler in all of her press activities. So yeah, I get to wear a lot of different hats in this position.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, although it's only been 2 months, you've got quite a lineage there. So let me ask, since when you started writing for Astrobites, what got you interested in science writing and combining science and communicating that writing?
I don't know if there was like a single thing that happened that made me think like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But the thing that comes to mind is that, I got a random email forwarded from a faculty member in my department saying, hey, you should, to all the grad students, like, you should apply to write for Astrobites. And I had never heard of it before, but I thought that sounded kind of cool. And so I wrote up an application piece at the very last minute and sent it in on the last day. And the rest is history.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I imagine your writing has evolved over time.
I hope so, certainly. Okay. Definitely, but.
Very cool. So let's, since you're getting rolling on AAS Nova, let's talk about maybe that a little bit. So how are AAS Nova articles chosen, or how, which science articles, or how is that process where science articles chosen? And then maybe talk a little about your process of writing that up.
Sure. So the first thing that happens is when papers come through the publication pipeline and kind of cross the editor's desk, the editors will be like, oh, this is a really cool paper. This seems like something Nova would be interested in. So we actually start by getting articles recommended to us by the editors.
I'm pretty much converted over to articles versus papers these days, but on occasion I will slip.
Yeah, I get it in writing almost 100% of the time, but when speaking, papers definitely comes out.
Oh, and if anybody's interested why we make that distinction, we attempting culture change here. A paper is this stuff, right? It's something you own, and we don't do papers anymore. We stopped publishing on paper 2015 or so, something like that was the last issue that was actually printed. And so we don't actually print on paper anymore. And articles also give you the opportunity of doing a lot of digital stuff that you can't possibly do on paper. So for example, animations, slider widgets for taking a look at different viewpoints of astronomical data or simulation data. And they're just all the digital assets that you can put in an article that you just never could do in a paper. Yeah. So anyway, people, that's why we are attempting to change the terminology of article to paper. But I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Glad I could provide that educational moment for everyone. So these articles get recommended to us by the scientific editors at the journals, and then we have a huge list of them. There are many more articles that get recommended that we could ever hope to write about, which is a great problem to have, because that means there's lots of cool science happening. But then from there, we go through and pick 3 articles a week to highlight. And it can be, we generally try to stay away from doing like all black hole science one week or all planetary science one week. Just try to get a good variety in there for the audience. But, you know, we have freedom at that stage to choose whatever articles we're interested in. And luckily there's usually lots of interesting things to write about.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there are the demographics, so to speak, like, you know, we have 6 peer-reviewed, 5 peer-reviewed journals, 1 moderated, and we do publish in 7 corridors. And so, yes, got to make sure that all those corridors at some level get covered. It can't all be black holes, things along those lines. So yeah, I appreciate the challenge associated with covering that breadth of journals and corridor topics. Okay, so you talked a little bit about how you choose them. So I'm curious then, so once that's chosen, what is the process and how long does it take to write it up for AAS Nova? And what's that delta T, that time differential between, okay, we're gonna write up this one, and what's that process a little bit?
Well, it definitely depends on the article, as you might expect. It definitely does take less time to kind of parse and write about, like a 5-page AppJ letter rather than maybe like a 30-page AppJ paper. But yeah, basically sitting down with the paper, with the article, sometimes physically the paper, if I print it out.
Because you print it out. Well, then it is a paper.
Yeah, exactly.
The article
so sitting down with the article in digital or physical format and kind of digging into what is going on in that article. You know, what makes it new? What did the editor find interesting that they thought should be highlighted on Nova? So it can be anything from like, this is a new type of object that we've never studied before, or this is a really cool simulation technique, or we do sometimes also highlight specific graphics from the articles. So if there's something that has done, you know, a really cool set of 3D simulations where there's a video, that's especially great. Or like, you know, we love cool photographs of solar system objects or laboratory experiments. Yeah. You know, anything that makes you look at it and go like, oh, that's really cool. I want to learn more about that.
Okay. And how long does that take, roughly, from when you say go? I mean, I understand it's different between letters and
yeah,
or APJ supplement article, let's say, something along those lines. But, you know, is the time scale days or weeks or months or?
Oh, no, I would say anything from a few hours to a day.
Hours? Whoa.
Well, that's aspirational, but yeah.
Efficient. That is
sometimes pretty... it's, you know, out of necessity. It happens over the course of a few hours.
Wow, very nice. Good. Okay, so then you write it up, and then you put it out in AAS Nova. And so I guess I have 2 questions. Are authors contacted, engaged at any point in that process, or notified, or something along those lines?
Yeah, so after the article is written, I reach out to the authors to say, hey, we highlighted your super cool work on AAS Nova. You can check it out here.
Very nice. Anybody ever say don't?
No, most people do respond, and overwhelmingly people are excited that their work has been written about and usually have nice things to say about the article as well, which is always appreciated.
Yes, you went to the effort. Somebody should thank you. But I was just curious if anybody, oh no, we made a fatal error. You must pull that thing.
No, oh goodness, no. Thankfully not yet.
Okay. So once it goes on AAS Nova, so is that the only outlet, or do you push it around to different press outlets, newspapers, magazines, web blogs, kind of stuff, or they just pick it up from AAS Nova? Yeah,
so we just kind of publish it on Nova and then push it out to Twitter and Facebook as well, in addition to emailing the authors.
Okay.
But yeah, any news outlet is welcome to pick up the content there. And we certainly do hope that that generates interest from like the larger media ecosystem.
Cool. So AAS Nova has been going a while. Roughly how many total AAS Nova thingies have there been, including all the Astrobite ones?
Oh, wow. I couldn't even, well over 1,000 at this point. Yeah.
But not 10,000.
Not yet 10,000.
Okay, just 1,000, 2,000, somewhere in there.
Right. Yeah, order of magnitude.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's all I understand anyway. Very cool, very cool. Okay, very good. Well, thank you for sharing that information about sort of the general process and how it's done and length of time and how it goes out. Let's maybe take a future look on where things are going. So, and you don't have to give away any trade secrets or, you know, say anything you shouldn't, but, you know, where if you were looking in your crystal ball or just your aspirations, right? Because at some point you may just take over AAS Nova and Toto. Do you see some evolution in AAS Nova, let's say over the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, it's not so much that there's stuff that I can't give away, as this is something we're definitely actively discussing right now. We definitely hope to continue with sort of like the great research coverage, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we do hope to involve some new things, and what exactly those might be, I can't tell you what I don't yet know, but definitely looking for more ways that we can highlight members of the community, especially.
Yep. It's all about
do more. Yeah, exactly. Or incorporate more multimedia stuff or connect out to other media outlets. I think there are a lot of possibilities.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's good to hear it's not static and stasis and it shall be this way forever. Evolve or die. Very cool. Very cool. I do have to remark before we go, you got some pretty awesome, I've been staring at these over your shoulder for the last 20 minutes. You got some pretty awesome maps over your shoulder.
Yeah, I've got some artwork going on over here.
Those are art pieces? I thought those were maybe real geographical maps.
No, there is one picture over here from Yosemite, but the others are artwork.
Your artwork?
Oh no, that would be pretty cool, but no, I bought these.
Okay, they're very nice. I like them. They've been drawing my eye over there. What is that? Very cool. Okay, I think that'll do. Kerry, I want to thank you once again so much for taking a little bit of time and chatting with us about your new position. Congratulations. And the communications aspects and AAS Nova and where it may head in the future. So thanks.
Yeah, of course.
And that will do, everyone. And I hope this made your astronomy day just a little bit better. And we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.